RSL Nation! Welcome back to the Bros.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back.
What it do? What it do? We're glad we're back. I'm glad to see your face. I haven't seen your face since Saturday.
Well, we kind of saw each other ish.
I saw you from a distance. I said, "Hello."
Hi, friend. Hi. I see you.
Oh, I forgot to ask you, and now we're gonna do it in front of everyone. So, did you not get the signals that I was sending you? Hand
Yep.
signals?
I got it here or there. I was like, oh, we're getting a substitution, and like I could see a substitution. But what I was doing, I was asking you which player, and
I
I was
know.
like,
I was flashing numbers at you.
well, you're like going too fast or whatever. I'm like, who's getting subbed? I'm like, I can't see your hands.
I Yeah, because I think it was the Crooks one where I was like 2-5, 2-5, and you're like,
It could have been 52.
oh, it depends on when you started watching my hand signals. So you're right, could have been 52, but
Yeah,
anyways, glad you're here. Glad I'm here.
I am here. The weather, it's not cooperating at all.
What the heck was
What?
that?
Like, what
The
is the weather
weather
today?
weather is horrible. In fact, last night, Tuesday night, I have officially joined the Dads with Kids in Soccer Club. Thank you. Thank you. Um, so it was, I'm not going to get too sentimental, but
Oh,
it was that moment where I was like, oh my gosh, he's doing something that makes him happy. So I was getting a teary moment.
plus at the age of 6, that's earlier than I ever started. So kudos to your son.
I mean, but it's totally normal nowadays. Kids are starting
It,
at 3 or 4 years old.
it's true. It's totally normal. I blame mom and dad.
Sure. But
Sure, but
it,
still,
it,
that's impressive. And plus,
it,
your son can ball.
yeah,
And
it's true.
for 6 years old.
He was balling. There were a couple of other kids that were, I mean, my kids are runt. So there were a couple of other kids that were balling because they're a lot bigger than him. But
Yeah.
it was a it was it, oh, that's why I mentioned it because it was wet last night. It was like drizzling rain. And
Oh,
so
don't get me started. So yesterday I had to ref a game, right? And I
mhm.
told you about this, but I'll tell everybody else. So pouring rain, it turns into almost snow, and towards the end of the game, the lights on the football field weren't even on. So you can't even see anything, and finally they turn the lights on with about 12 minutes left.
That sounds like high school soccer.
That's so high school.
That's a song?
Well, it's stealing something else, but
Oh,
anywho, as we're on the little tidbit of a high school, I got a little side thing for parents. It's like, calm yourself. You're there to watch your kids play soccer. No need to yell at the refs.
so this is our public service announcement.
Public service. I give it every for the fall season and now the spring season. Parents, be chill. Just sit there and watch your kids play. No need to ref, you suck. Hey, ref, that's offsides. That's a foul. If you really think so, take the courses. Why don't you guys ref? There you go.
There we go. That's Marcos being angry, guys. That's it. So
It
if you
happens every game that I ref. I'm like, here we go. Another parent. Here we go.
just I mean, I know some parents that get really heated hate this, but I'm usually the one that likes to laugh it off. I turn around, I give him the signal like I'm gonna hand them the flag, like here, you do it. Or if I'm in the middle, I kind of hand them the whistle, like, hey, here, you do it.
Here's my cards. Here's my whistle. I'll sit down. We'll switch places.
Either that or you give them the shh, just
Simmer down. Simmer down.
chill out, chill out. No, but well, that's a good little rant, Marcos. It's a good PSA. Make sure everyone treat the refs right because or else you're gonna end up like the MLS ended up with replacement refs.
Am I getting replaced?
I think you are the replacement.
I
Ah,
I am the replaced.
oh man. Well,
But my
I
my other my other PSA, along
oh,
with
there's another
refing and
PSA.
parents, another PSA. I hate daylight savings
Oh,
so much. We're literally on Wednesday as we're recording this. Daylight savings started on Sunday, and I'm still struggling with sleep. Like, we lost an hour of sleep, and it's still dark at 6:30 when I wake up, and I hate it so much.
yeah, yeah. Let me see. I got to bed like really late. I think Sunday, or I got to bed really late Sunday night into Monday, and then my kid decides to get sick all night, and so I
Uh,
literally slept maybe 3 hours Sunday to Monday. It was just the
uh,
worst.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
I agree with you. So daylight saving sucks.
it's a waste. It's a waste in my opinion. Like let's just be like Arizona. Arizona's fine. They don't need it. We don't need it.
I don't know.
So they're
I don't have much in this debate besides the fact that I hate losing sleep.
yeah, that's my little 2 cents on that. So anywho, enough of our ref rants, enough of our daylight savings. We got soccer to talk about. Um,
Let's talk
uh,
soccer.
as terrible as Saturday was, it's like ripping off a band-aid. Like it has to happen eventually. You can't win every single game. As much as I'd love to win every single game, uh, L's have to come at some point.
So I have a quick tidbit on overall the overall. We'll get into the details of the game, but overall thought on not the game, but like fan base in general. Either we suffer from amnesia like really fast,
Yeah,
or we only talk about soccer Friday through Sunday, and then the rest of the week is like silent.
I have noticed that because we're what 4 games into the season. I have noticed that after every single game, RSL fandom just seems like The Walking Dead. I'm like,
Like
did
like
did,
the
did you guys
everyone
watch
will
the
come
game?
everyone will complain or do whatever they want to do after the
Yeah.
game until Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday kind of lingers. Monday you'll have like the last lingerers kind of
Mm-hmm.
drop off. And then like nothing really gets talked about, nothing gets said. And I'm just wondering, is
Yeah.
this is this a fan base issue? Is this a team issue? Obviously, if you're gonna say, well, it's a combo, I mean it could be a combo. But
Yeah.
is it because we're not really super involved? I don't want to get
I
into like too deep into this, but
no
I
no
don't
no
know.
for sure. For me, like yes, I'll kind of cop out and say a mixture, but I'm leaning more to the side that I want to say there's just like not that fandom per se. Because if there was that actual fandom, then I feel like they would be bragging to their friends. They'd be sharing throughout the week. Like, yes, I understand we lost. We're mediocre, but that's no reason to like hide it under the rug and just like move on really quick.
Because I try to compare ourselves, RSL, Real Salt Lake, with like a mid-table English side. Do their fans talk soccer all week long?
Yeah,
I can imagine maybe not.
I was talking to a friend from school because we were comparing like who is RSL and EPL, and I kind of compare us to like I don't know, maybe you disagree, like a Crystal Palace because of like mid table or
Are
like a
you saying
Brent.
that because of our partnership?
Well, now that you say that, yeah, but also like a Brentford, like a
Okay,
Brentford
yeah,
or
I,
like a
I
Brighton or like a Brighton.
okay, I can see all of that. But I mean, if maybe we're just like we just want to talk soccer all the time, but maybe it is that we're over fandoming, if that's a word. I don't know. Anyways, it's been pretty silent after this game. So let's get into this game and figure out why everyone's silent or why everyone is making a fuss and then staying silent.
Yeah, so I went to the tailgate. I missed you there, so I wish you were there at the tailgate. You missed out on a fun tailgate.
I mean, it probably was a lot more fun than what I was doing.
Yeah, so
No,
no, so we had Kaye. They were playing their street soccer there. We had all the supporters groups from La Barra to Los Caballeros Reales to the Riot Brigade. So way to show out, you guys. That was a good showing in the tailgate, and the stadium was full. Like I don't know if you saw that from your perspective, but we had a sold out stadium and a lot different atmosphere than the week before.
I'm gonna be the negative Nancy. It said sold out. It was about 70,
Oh,
75%.
okay, okay, yes, yes, yes. It wasn't 100% sold out. Like, yes, in the upper deck there was still some seats
Like
missing
tickets
here and there.
sold? Probably. Yeah, tickets
Yes,
sold.
yes,
But yes, there's gaps.
yes. But the atmosphere, night and day difference from the week before. In the Snowmageddon.
Some would say snow to sun difference.
But ching.
Hey. Even though there wasn't even any sun. It was a nice night. It was a
It
nice
was,
night.
it was still cold. It was
It was
still very, it was still
tell
very cold
tell
on the
me about
pitch.
it.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
But let's get into the lineup. Let's talk about the lineup
Oh,
because
don't get me started on this lineup.
we have to get started because or else we're gonna end this episode pretty quick.
So like we talked about last episode, we mentioned like what is the possibility of Beavers starting, and then you and I both agreed, oh no, Beavers is an Open Cup kind of guy. Well, Pablo thought wrong.
Well,
So
no, he thought different. He just thought
Pablo
different.
Pablo thought different. So Beavers gets his first start of the season, and Glad still injured. So we had our first start of Silva Vera starting in center back with Hidalgo Brody on the outside backs. And we get the debut of Caliskin. He did play in Miami, but this is his first start. So Anelli Caliskin, and then we got our same front four. So with Gomez, Crooks, Luna, Chicho. So a lot of head scratching. I'm just like, what?
Where's your head scratching coming from? Where is it coming from?
I think the main one is Caliskin
Okay.
because I would have rather, in my opinion, I would have rather seen Palacio because yes, Caliskin he has experience playing with the Portland Timbers. I don't know if he has like very like four-ish five. He
Yeah.
did have he did come from Germany, but still, I would have rather seen a little Nelson Anelli pairing in that defensive mid.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of Kaliskin or Kaliskin, however you want to pronounce his name.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of the way he played. It seemed to me, eh, again, I'm gonna go over the whole game, but it seemed to be like he played very sporadic, like he was super excited to play. So he wanted to he was going towards the ball all the time. Like he wanted to be in there
Hmm.
all the time and instead of
Yeah.
giving space, making runs or something like that where it just seemed like the midfield was just overcrowded with him just wanting to be everywhere. And I
Yeah.
don't like that.
Yeah. I agree. He was just very much just bouncing all over the place. Just couldn't find nothing going for him on the.
I mean, granted, his position is supposed to be everywhere inside that midfield,
Yeah.
and so don't get me wrong. I understand what that position is, but it just seemed like he was being over. Um, he was taking the initiative too much. Like he
Yeah.
wanted to be the starter of everything, or I don't know. I just got that feeling watching it from the field level. You could just tell that there was some frustration between players. That's what I got from field level, and a lot of it came from him wanting to just be over the top on a lot of things.
Do you think this was a mistake? Do you think that kind of costed us starting Kaliskin?
No, I don't think he's the main reason why we lost the game. I don't think so. But
Okay.
it is a reason why I think there's a lot of reasons. We're gonna get into a lot of
Well,
reasons
well,
tonight.
well, definitely. There's definitely a lot of player reasons for this L because most of the time you can't solely blame a player
Right, just like you can't solely blame the referee. Just like I mean, obviously,
because
obviously,
the team is the star.
or the team is the starfish. Gee, that was really stupid.
That was I was like I don't know what you're going with there, but
The team was not the star. Basically, that's
well,
what I was getting at.
not Saturday, not Saturday.
Mm-mm. No, not at all.
So 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 first off, 11 minutes into the game, we get Connor Ronan on the Colorado Rapids, who apparently injured, and that was kind of a surprise. Early injury substitution, and who do we get? The return of Jasper Loffelson, which is very funny. So I'm sitting up in the press box, and Carson and I are joking. He's like, What if Jasper scores at Rio Tinto?" And I was just like, Carson, you better not.
No, that sounds horrible. That
Yeah,
would have been horrible. And what's funny is that I was able to see firsthand. It's not the first time I've seen it, but firsthand, a former player coming back into the locker room and not coming back into RSL's locker room, but coming back to RSL and
yeah,
and jiving with his old teammates. But
yeah.
then on the field, it's like
It's like,
everything's like cut off. You're my enemy. Like
yeah, yeah.
it was super funny to watch because I saw all of them in the back hallway, hugging, having a nice conversation. Hey, how's your family? How's your kids? Blah blah blah. But the moment Jasper hit that field, Jasper had I think Jasper had an impact on this game for sure.
Oh yeah, you could. I really liked when he was subbed on the love and just everybody standing up and applauding Jasper just for his few seasons that he did play for the club because he did play an impact when he played for RSL, and I have to agree with you. When he did come into this match, he did play a huge impact in that midfield for Colorado,
I think he changed the game, and I think that this game might have helped him get future starts. But
which I'm surprised. I'm surprised that he has not had more playing time this season for Colorado.
well, because I mean I haven't seen how Ronan plays, but coming from thinking about how Colorado has been coming losing games or tying games,
Yeah,
it surprises me that they didn't make any super changes. But I think they found something in Jasper in this game.
yeah, definitely. But the first about 30 minutes, in my opinion, RSL was just very dominant. We obviously get that substitution from Colorado in the 11th minute. About 10 minutes later, Gomez coming on that right side. It looked, in my opinion, I don't know if he was going for that shot, but somehow it goes right across goal. And then Anelli, just sneaky as can be, just slides in there, gets his first professional goal. Just what a statement. That was spectacular for him.
Let's talk about that right side of ours. That was
That's
a super right side.
Yeah,
Like
so
I think if I remember right, the graphic at halftime was like 60% of our attack was coming down that right side.
mhm.
I don't know,
Yep.
something like that. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I mean, but what does that say? What does I mean? Look at our lineup. What does that say then?
We're just very strong and dominant on that side because you got Anelli and Gomez right there with each other.
Uh, but I need you to look at someone else. Who's on the left?
You got Luna right there on that left.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Yeah, it's just you look at that
Yeah.
FOTMOB rating for Saturday's game, Gomez at a 7.5, Luna at a 6.2, and you and I we talked about it afterwards. We both agree Luna was just very MIA, just not really feeling it on Saturday's game.
Um. Again, I'm gonna talk about this game from my perspective on the field.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess maybe as a short caveat, everyone, I was on the field. If you didn't see me, you did see
What?
me. Everyone saw me, just they don't know where they saw me. They saw me. Um. So
We should
being
have
on,
known. We should have known. Like, a where's Waldo? Where's Alan?
let's just say in our video that we did with Katranis coming making his debut, I was in that video. Now go look. Um so with Luna, being down there, you could feel the tension that he was putting off,
Hmm.
especially in the second half. But
Yeah.
there was a lot of frustration with Luna and not being able to get passes in the right spots. Like he was super like how do I want to say this? He was very expressive of his frustration. Like he would throw up his hands and he'd be like, whatever, or why didn't you pass it to me? He's like, right
Hmm.
there.
Yeah.
Luna was super frustrated this game. And I think that affected us a lot in having a more rounded attack. As you can see, we only attack down the right side. I mean, it's not bad. Gomez had a
If if
killer
if it
snow
if
game.
it works once, then keep it continuing going.
I mean, it was working this game. Sam
Yeah.
Vines did not
He was
know
getting
how to control Gomez.
no, and I don't understand why moving to the second half we didn't continually do that. Just keep going down that right side.
Well, we did ish. I mean, we didn't shut it off, but the second half we were starting to get desperate because we could feel that we were doing stuff, but nothing was coming about. I mean, we if you remember Gomez's cross in the second half, right across
Yeah.
the mouth of goal, and Chicho barely was out of the reach of it. Which, by the way, Chicho stopped his run. That's why he didn't get to it. I don't know if you
He
saw the
it
replay.
was it was kind of a it was on a platter and I'm just looking I'm like that should be a goal. That should be a goal, but just so late to that. I'm just like, come on.
Yeah. So sorry, and I totally sidetracked you, but yeah, Nelly scored his first goal. That was
Yeah, I was about to say, going back to Anelli's goal, I don't know. You saw obviously streamers were back. Like,
yes.
what was that? Can I get a what? What?
What?
Like,
Like I love
round of
streamers.
like the South, the supporters in the South. Way to go! Like, I don't know how you guys snuck it in or what, but kudos to you guys.
Way to stick it to MLS.
Like, don't listen to me. I want more of that.
Do it again. Do it again. Harder. Do it
Like,
again.
in my opinion, like it literally took the RSL staff or whoever cleaned up. It took them literally like less than 5 minutes to clean that up. So I don't understand
Five
why they
minutes. It was more like 30 seconds.
like. I don't understand why they can't do that every game. If they literally clean that up and hide it behind the goal or whatever, then it's fine. It's fine. It's not hurting anybody. Nothing. So
Do you know what they need to do? Maybe this is a side suggestion. Instead of throwing it onto the field, just throw it across each other. Like throw it
right,
all in the stands. That way we can
right.
still have streamers.
Yeah, back when it was actually allowed, I was that person who literally like stuffed my pockets going into games and it was just like pow, pow, pow.
Oh, it's your fault.
It's my fault probably, because maybe I probably hit a little kid, I don't know. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
kudos to the South supporters. That was what brought the energy for that first goal.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch, to be honest. But
It
but
was
but literally everyone, when all of us on the field saw it, all of us turned to each other. We're like, "Oh no!" Yep.
but I don't know about I haven't seen anything on Twitter, nothing, so no fines yet, so
But maybe it's is disclosed,
yeah, so
undisclosed.
undisclosed. So crossing fingers, let's hope, but
Now
I just
I think they got a hold of the head the head guy for the South supporter section. So
yeah, who knows? It was very well done. Nice job supporters.
yes. So with that goal, one being one up 1-0, I think we
Yeah.
felt comfortable,
Yeah.
but I think it was too comfortable.
Yeah, like I said already, we were very dominant those first 30 minutes. We were control the ball. We had those shots. We were just feeling it. But then Colorado was like, not so fast. Not so
Well, I
fast.
mean, when you say not so fast, it's not like they had like build up or anything. It's
No, no,
literally
no.
just like a one-off kind of thing.
No, but it was one of those I can't remember. Was it a shot? Was it a shot that got deflected on the arm?
Here, how about this? How about I show you? Let's look at this.
Even better. Let's watch it.
All right. So I'm gonna share you. Let's see. How about that? You can see it.
I can see it. So we're about the 41st minute and
So
play
here
it.
we go. So it was a throw in. In fact, I'm gonna go like 2 seconds before. So it's a throw in, okay? So we have a throw in, no sound. And we have Vera. No, sorry, that wasn't Vera. That was a header out. And there you go. Did you see it hit Nelly's arm?
I did see it. So
We're gonna watch a replay, a closer replay.
let's
Eh,
watch it one more time.
Oh, we'll watch it. Watch this. So throw in, boom. Crooks headed it, and so you see, and
The
Nelly.
ball is literally bouncing in the air, and Nelly has both his arms forward, which I don't know why he has his arms forward.
Well, because he's battling for the ball, so he's trying to create space. Great.
But
That's total.
watch the ball drop down,
We'll
and it's
watch
as the
a closer angle. So watch now. You tell me, is this a handball or is this a foul?
no, that's a handball.
Is that a handball? Because you told me that was a foul.
Okay, initially I thought it was a foul, but as I see a different angle, this is a this is an easy
Because
call for this is an easy call for a handball.
so I'm gonna go back a little bit farther here.
Like yes, right. Oh,
All right, we'll get to it.
like yes, prior to right there, pause it right there. Yes, there is some jostling in the box be Nelly and the Colorado player, but not enough for a foul, in my opinion.
These are this. I hate using the word natural because everyone's gonna be like, well, that's also a natural position. Well, this is a normal soccer play. That's how I'm gonna call it. This is a normal soccer play where
Mhm.
two players are bumping up against here. Boom. Now, people are gonna argue that right there. that arm is extending and pushing. Again, this is a normal soccer play. You would not call that a foul in the middle of the field. You
Correct,
wouldn't.
correct.
So, therefore, Anelli's reaction, could you see that his head was trying to head it?
Yeah, he goes to head the ball, totally whiffs on that, and his left arm is out, and ball hits arm.
Now, people have also been arguing, well, that's a natural position for a header because when you head the ball, what do? You put up your arms and you snap your head.
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
Well, you run the risk of getting a handball called on you just like this because the fact that that's that's not all too natural, my friend. So therefore, the arm is extended. It's a good PK call. Unfortunately, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it sucks. It sucks, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do in those kind of situations? It sucks.
Yeah, and I feel bad for Beavers actually in this situation because he'd been having a good game up until that point.
Yeah, yeah, he was having some solid saves,
Then
and
again, I shouldn't say up until that point because he had a good game overall, I think.
yeah, yeah. Like, so don't be hating on Beavers. Like he was literally just thrown right into there. Literally, he didn't really expect that he was gonna be starting.
Yeah,
So
I bet he was expecting it. I mean, these guys have 2 or 3 days to prepare. It's not like it was a surprise. Like, hey, get to the locker room, you're starting.
no, but Navarro, he slots home the PK going into halftime 1-1. And you could sense going into halftime tied, there was just a turn of momentum right then and there.
And it wasn't like a possession momentum. It wasn't any of those kinds of momentum. The momentum was mentality.
Hmm.
You could feel even from you had mentioned the first 30 minutes we were doing fine. After the 30th minute, shut down.
Yeah, yeah. So, and that's what post game. That's what Pablo mentioned several times in questions. He's like, yeah, we were attacking, we were controlling this game 30 minutes, but we couldn't continue that for the rest of the 60 minutes.
Yeah,
So,
that's so it's so
and even
strange for me.
and even Anelli, who scored the goal, and even Anelli agrees that yeah, we had this game 30 minutes, but something wasn't with us in our midfield.
Yeah.
So going into the second half, once again, RSL just very, very dominant on possession. 70-30. Like, holy cow.
Yeah.
And the passing was there. 257 passes to their minor 92. So just a measly little 92 passes for them.
Yeah,
Like
I guess this is my
you
bad. I forgot my stat, my favorite stat.
yeah, like how could you? How could you for your favorite
There we
stat?
go. So my favorite stat passes in the halves. So
Mhm.
in the first half we had more passes in our own half,
Mhm.
just slightly. So
Okay.
you could see that our passes, our possession was like in the middle. It wasn't attacking, and you can even see that with the amount of shots, with the amount of possession that we had overall in this game. I'm
Yeah.
surprised by the low amount of shots. Let's talk about that.
That's something yeah, you mentioned that to me. I've mentioned this during the preseason. Barajas, when we saw the preseason, he was not afraid to take shots at all. For at the age of 17, I don't know why more people aren't trying to do that. Whether you're 20, 25 yards out, just rip it. Like Chicho, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that because that's what Chicho's kind of known for is taking far shots, taking those risks, taking those chances.
Now, mind you, I'm gonna say this with a lot of caution. I don't see Chicho doing a lot of long range shots, to be quite honest. In fact, his I don't think his strength is long range shots.
Yeah, that's that's something that we need more of is taking shots, but then you ask yourself, who? Who is that person that's going to take long shots? We don't really have that next man up.
Yeah.
So,
Um. So there's a couple of instances, and I hope everyone remembers some of these. But like one of them, our attack down the right side, like always. But this one was Bodie. Bodie was taking the ball, and he was able to get inside the area. And when he got inside the area, they gave him even more space. I think he even almost got down to the touchline, almost I guess we'll say 8 yards out, and
Hmm.
he was trying to cross the ball to the
Yeah.
penalty area, my friend. And I hope I mean I hope I'm not wrong on this, but if you're that far away from the goal, just launch a shot. Just hit anywhere in that area.
Zach Steffen was not tested as much as he should have been. So just rip it. Like the worst that could happen, it goes maybe a little bit wide, it gets deflected for a corner. Just shoot your shot. But
I mean, seriously, shoot your shot, legit,
yeah,
because the fact that shots weren't taken, that we were always looking for the cross, always looking for Chicho, always looking for the backside Luna or Crooks, whatever it was, that's not how it should have been. That's
it
not
just
how it
seems
should have been.
well, it just seems like we're deja vu of last season because we last season we'd go on either the left or the right side, cross it in. Same thing over and over. And that's what we were doing all this season. Last week in the snow game, down the right side cross. This game, down the right side cross. It's like, is that all we're known for? Is that all we can literally do? Can we not just take shots down the middle?
It was yeah, it was super frustrating to watch the lack of shots, and I can't say it's a lack of confidence. I think it's just everyone wanting to play by the game plan. They want to do what Pablo has asked them. But what's the common denominator between last year and this year and the supposed strategy that we have? For me, the common denominator is Pablo.
Yeah,
It's the same strategy, but I feel like we're trying to mask it as something different. I, I
but it's not.
think there are improvements. I think that we have improved, but it seems like the same stuff, to be quite honest.
Yeah, yeah, it's not improving, not at all.
Yeah,
So
it's super frustrating. In fact, let me bring in the poll
I
that we
was
put out.
I was literally about to ask you. I was like, yeah, let we can hear each other's mind, but I want to let's break down this poll. What were some people's thinking on this loss?
Okay, so I broke this down. In, we put the poll on all our social medias,
Hmm.
um, except I couldn't get the results back from the Instagram one because I'm an old man and I couldn't figure out how to get them. So, um, because we put it as a story, how do you get back a story? Don't
I'll,
answer
I'll
that.
I'll teach you later. It's okay.
You're
It's
like,
okay.
oh crap, I'm with an old
Ah,
guy.
abuelo.
Abuelo. Okay, so I do have Twitters and Facebooks, which
Okay.
I think we got the majority of our answers from there. So
Hmm.
we got a total vote count of 234. So thank you for everyone that voted and gave
You're welcome.
your thoughts. Stop
You're
it.
welcome.
Stop it. Don't do that. I need that Michael Jordan meme right now or that GIF, whatever it is. Stop it.
Yeah.
Um, so we gave four options. We gave well, I guess the question that'd be really nice to know. The question is, what was the main reason for the loss versus the
Yeah.
Rapids? Like, and when I mentioned, obviously it's a combo, but what's the main reason? So your choices were referee, substitution sequence, lineup for players, and
Hmm.
tactics or other. So you will be surprised to know that it wasn't really a surprise at all. What do you
No.
think was out of the combination of the two polls, what was the most chosen answer?
The most chosen answer, I'm gonna say the lineups and players.
You were right.
That was right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So out of
I was
out
like,
of
I've as much as people were chanting "ref, you suck" and all these things towards the end of the game, I think RSL fans actually really realize that there's more to what we're struggling with than the referees.
yeah. So we're looking at 47% of everyone said that it was the lineup or players choice. Um, which though when you look at the comments, no one actually mentions a certain player or a
Yeah,
certain aspect of the lineup,
it's
which I
more of
find
they
interesting.
it's more of just the different tactics or the formation.
Well, that's why I think maybe people took the lineup as formation, but then formation and tactics are kind of like there's a blend in there, and that gets mixed up. So,
Yeah.
that's why the second most option was tactics.
I'll ask you this: out of those four, which one would you have picked?
I would have picked the one that was least picked.
So you would have picked substitutions?
Yes. The substitution sequence. I think the lineup was fine. I think the tactics were fine. Heck, we were dominating down that right side. Now the substitution sequence is so important, especially with games where you're starting to lose momentum. I mean,
Yeah, I was confused with our substitution patterns because let me just hop back into it really quick. We see we don't do our first sub until the 71st minute, which I'm still scratching my head, still perplexed. Like, why? Why does Pablo do this? So
in
we don't.
fact, in fact, let me tell you, because I was down there, that substitution was ready to go. Like he was ready to be called on, but they
Hmm.
kept waiting
Yeah,
before Colorado scored their goal.
yeah,
So he
yeah.
was ready like in the 68th minute or something like that, 69th minute. And he just kind of just stood there waiting for Pablo to say, "Yeah, go ahead, go."
Yeah, I think it was way too late to bring in Barajas, 82nd minute, and then Kaliskin should have come off way sooner than that because I think if we brought in Barajas like 60th, 65th minute, Barajas would have had a major impact. But bringing him 82nd minute, I feel like it's a little too late.
So let's talk about that part. So who was subbed and who what went in for them. Um, and I guess maybe I want to focus more on the last two subs. With Barajas and Catranis coming in, but who came out as well. So 82nd minute, we have the Kaliskin coming out, Barajas coming in.
Hmm.
You mentioned it. That sub is way too late.
Yeah,
Way too late.
if you're down 2-1 and there's literally like 8-ish 10 minutes left in the game, you want it way before then. Like the game was 1-1. Yeah, the game was 1-1 at about the 70th minute before then. Like,
I mean, their goal was the 70th minute.
yeah, we need Barajas way before that if we need firepower to score off the bench. But bringing him in the 82nd minute, it's like, why? Why?
When in this game, when do you think the first sub should have happened? What minute?
65th.
65th. Okay.
Yeah.
And who?
I
And who? In order to change that momentum, who would you have put in the 65th minute?
I would have done Anderson Julio about 65th.
So just 5 minutes earlier.
About 5 minutes earlier.
You think that would have given us enough change to prevent their goal?
Possibly. Like it's obviously those could have, should have, would have, you don't know. But I think doing these late subs that Pablo's doing game after game is kind of hurting the momentum of the team because we can't just bank on getting late goals every single game.
Well, let me tell you this. And I'm only going off of FOTMOB because that's where we get our stats from. But if you look at about between the 55th and the 70th minute is when we had our biggest lull in momentum per se. I think that those minutes, those 15 minutes are absolutely crucial in getting in the correct substitutions.
Hmm.
If you do not get any substitutions in there, that means that you think the game is going well for you at that point.
It was not.
I mean, but I mean, I'm trying to think about this logically. If
Yeah.
if you don't make subs, you must be thinking that the game is going well for you. I mean, I mean, if Marcos, if you don't make a sub during that time, I'm gonna think that you think the players on the field are doing exactly what they should be doing and they're executing.
That's why I was absolutely frustrated. I was livid about right after Colorado scored. I'm like, why? What does Pablo see in these 11 or so players, 11 players on the pitch that makes it so that we can score a goal? Like, Kaliskin hasn't really showed up. Luna's being MIA. Crooks isn't with himself today. So it's like, yeah, we need different feet out there.
In fact, In fact, let me throw this quick stat at you. According to FOTMob again, um, our last shot,
Hmm.
um, before their goal was the
Yeah.
57th minute by Bodie. Bodie took a shot and it got blocked right away.
Yeah. The
Um,
fact that our defender is taking shots.
and then our next shot after that does not come until the 73rd minute. So we went 16 minutes without a shot
and that's
after.
when and that's after Anderson Julio comes in.
Exactly. So that's after that. So that 15-minute lull, I'm telling you, if I were to get this to Pablo, those 15 minutes is where you need a sub every single game.
Yeah, yeah.
Every single game.
So
Sorry, that was me getting a little angry.
no, I agree. I agree because let me just go back. Same thing happened in the LAFC game. I don't know if you remember. 73rd minute was our first sub there.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I understand players want to play. Obviously, players want to play, but you need to get renewed energy within those 15 minutes. If you don't get it, then you're
Yeah,
looking to just go slightly downhill the rest of the game.
yeah, yeah. So,
I totally get late subs, especially if you're winning. If you're winning, great. Time wasting.
but in this situation, if even if the game's tied or if we're losing, throw in all your attacking players, Julio, Barajas, like if anybody to try to salvage just to get a point. But he wasn't doing that.
Eh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And from where I was at, I could see that he was doing a lot of talking with the other assistants. Sorry, this is coming from a fan point of view now. That's a lot of talking with no action. That's too much talking. Like
Hmm.
like get do something.
Yeah, yeah. I totally understand. Like it doesn't make sense. Do less talking and help on the pitch.
Yeah. So and with all the players that were warming up, any of them could have come in and made an impact, but it was
The
super
the one
frustrating to
the
be
one
honest.
player that I'm surprised that didn't come into this game was Nelson
That one was surprising.
because I mean Kaliskin came out and then we get Barajas. So a lot of like weird moves. So we got to just suck it up and we got to take the L against our little brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay, so little brother, we lost to him. All right, it happens. I lose to you sometimes.
uh, only very few times, but you're right. You're right.
um, let's talk about just some games that we're looking forward to. MLS games that we're
Yeah,
looking
because
forward to this week.
RSL has a bye this weekend, which it comes at a very good time because Glad injury. We need to learn about how everybody plays on the pitch, all these things. So great timing for schedule wise for our bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we got some good matches to still watch for MLS. So
All right.
match that I'm looking forward to is that Houston Portland game.
Ooh,
We see how good Portland is to start the season. I don't know if you saw Evander's game-winning goal at Yankee Stadium.
that was good.
That was a killer. So I want to see if Houston is actually legit because they're still missing Ache Ache. So that game catches my attention.
Also, the flipping Houston lost yesterday. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
they lost.
they tied, but they lost their leg.
They're out of Concacaf. So yeah, so that game has my attention for this weekend.
Interesting. There, like you said, there's a lot of games that actually are really good. Like
Hmm.
Seattle, Colorado. Granted, I understand that it's just Colorado, but if Colorado is having this kind of momentum and Seattle is not doing well right now, that's a good game to watch.
And with Seattle's
Also,
and with Seattle's injuries,
exactly.
yeah.
So another one I think to keep an eye on is the Galaxy and St. Louis. Galaxy are
Ooh,
doing well right now.
yeah,
St. Louis,
yeah.
I think they've finished the honeymoon stage. So,
That's a good way to put it. I like that.
um, I think those are my two games. that I'd be looking at this weekend. Then again, I didn't even check out Sunday. Nah, I mean Sunday might be a good too. Atlanta, Orlando.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think Atlanta's going to do the same thing that Miami did,
Yeah,
but
nope.
no.
But let's speaking of CONCACAF, let's dive into what's going on right now with the CONCACAF Champions Cup real quick. Because right now I think there are two teams that are playing that we don't care about. But there are two games that are coming up later today. At is it Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. Wednesday evening. That
Yeah,
should be
so
good
so in
looks.
about an hour or so as the time we're recording, we got Miami later tonight and Nashville, both tied 2-2 on aggregate. And then the big one, but I guess that one's pretty much over, is America Chivas. America up 3-0. Chivas, I don't think it's coming back at all. That'll
You're
take
you're
a
sad.
miracle.
You're upset about that.
Hey, there's maybe I'll jump ship. I'll go be an Atlas fan.
No, come on, you can't jump ship. But which one of these matchups has surprised you? Um,
Surprise me.
yeah, at least the results so far. Which one has surprised you the most?
I'm gonna have to go with that 6-0 for Pachuca. Like Pachuca, like I thought Philly being who they are, going to the Eastern Conference Final, that they would be like, oh yeah, we got freaking Carranza, we got Gazdag, we got Badoya. No, that wasn't enough for them. Freaking Pachuca just dropped the hammer.
And with 3 goals by a former River Plate forward,
Mm-hmm.
Rondon. Um,
Rodon.
which follow this trail for me. I'm gonna do a little trail. So
Okay.
Rondon didn't do too well in Argentina playing for River Plate. He was having a hard time. Granted, he is also like 38, 39, 40 years old, something like that. He's really old.
Yeah.
So if he couldn't do well in Argentina, move to Pachuca, then scores a hat trick against Philadelphia. What does that say about MLS versus Argentine League? Or it could mean nothing.
Yeah, but it's
Anyways,
just
that
not to the level
I
that.
don't know. I just threw it out there. You guys can think
Yeah,
what you want. I get
take it how you.
I know what you think now.
But for you, what matchup has stood up?
Um, Two. I like the Nashville Inter Miami one. That one's gonna be a fun game tonight. That's
Do you think Nashville will have a chance
I don't
being
know.
on the road?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't care enough about the result. I just like a good game.
Yeah,
But I think they've created a new rivalry. I think
yeah,
that's a new rivalry game.
yeah.
Just like ours with Sporting, because of certain results,
Mm-hmm.
we've become rivals with them. I think this is the same exact kind of rivalry.
For sure, for sure.
Oh, and my other one,
Yeah,
Tigres Orlando.
that's right. That's right. Freaking, that was an intense game yesterday. That was good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So Tigres, even though they are a powerhouse, it was a struggle.
And then tomorrow we got Cincy Monterrey for leg two. Brandon Vasquez scoring in game one
Oh
against his
yeah,
former team. So,
that's also a good one. So a lot of good soccer with this
because mind
CONCACAF
you,
Champions Cup.
the winner of Nashville Miami plays the winner of Monterrey Cincinnati. So, okay, maybe
That's
we should write this down now. But I think the winner between that Cincy Monterrey winner of Nashville Miami wins it all. They win it all.
Shots fired. There we
Okay,
go.
you heard it here first. I think the winner's going to come out of one of those four teams.
All right. I Good on you.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, Speaking of Brandon Vasquez, let's talk a
yeah.
little bit about Brandon Vasquez.
So USA just dropped their roster today. As I
I have the
speak of it,
roster up.
you have the roster up.
Yes.
So I am kind of a little pissed that Brandon Vasquez
Oh,
did not even make, like, yes, maybe he's not a starter, but not even making the roster at all. It's kind of is upsetting.
like
Who would I replace?
who would you replace?
Tillman. Tillman.
You would replace Tillman. Um, I'm surprised that he's not on the roster for a CONCACAF Nations League. Like,
right?
the I maybe I wouldn't expect him right now for a World Cup qualifier or for Gold Cup, but for
Hmm.
Nations League, I mean, come on.
Like who are they playing again for Nations League?
Um, oh, that tells you how close I follow this crap. Why you put me on the spot? You U.S.
It's
men's
a
national team. Is it Panama?
I want to
Oh,
say it's Panama.
well, come on, internet, work with
That,
me.
that sounds about right.
I'm getting there. Oh, it's Jamaica. You see, we were totally
Yeah,
wrong.
it's like my thing is like Brandon Vasquez has shown in Monterrey why he should be getting called up because you look at the other players who got called up as strikers. It's like, what are they doing for their teams? It's like,
I, I promise you, there are fans that are listening to this that'll be like, "What do you mean? What are they doing?" I bet they're gonna pop out Weah stats. I bet they're gonna pop out flipping Tillman stats, Sargent stats, Pepe stats, Balogun stats. They're gonna pull them all out.
but like you said, this is Nations League. Like this isn't the World Cup. This isn't Gold Cup. This is just Nations League. Like just let the dude just maybe just be on the bench. He doesn't need to be a starter, but put Brandon Vasquez there.
Now, there's so many mini debates I can get into. Like which one's worth more, Gold Cup or CONCACAF Nations League? Like, are they like the same thing at this point?
I honestly don't know. They seem literally like the same tournament.
Like, and on top of that, like UEFA has Nations League. You
Yeah,
knew that,
yeah.
right? So which one's worth more, your UEFA Nations League or Euro Cup? So I don't know,
I don't know. I don't
but
know.
I agree that Brandon Vasquez needs to be given the opportunity to be more available on this
If
roster.
anything, I'm gonna start a Brandon Vasquez petition
Oh gosh, and get Tillman out
and get Tillman out. Like that's how much I'm on the Brandon Vasquez fanboy page here.
here. Let me I'm gonna do a little comparison just for you.
Okay, just
So
throw me out.
Tillman has played in 19 matches, started 10
Okay,
of them. He has 6 goals and 5 assists. Okay?
okay,
Keep that
okay,
in mind. Keep that in
okay.
mind.
6 goals, 5 assists. Okay,
Brandon Vasquez. Brandon Vasquez, 3 matches, 2 goals.
overall for Monterey,
Oh, that's CONCACAF champions. Let me
I was I, I was like he scored way more goals than that. I was like,
fine. Monterey, 12 games, played 7 goals.
okay, so he has 1 goal more than Tillman.
And no assists.
So
So, I mean, so I don't
like
know.
like it's a coin flip pretty much because Tillman, yes, he has contributed to 11 goals while Vasquez is only 7 goals. So
Now, watch this. Keep this in mind. Just so everyone doesn't come back at us. Keep in mind that they played 2 different positions too. Brandon Vasquez plays a 9
hmm
and Tillman plays a 10.
hmm hence why he has been that 11 goals. So
So
take
there's
it.
there's a lot of juggling going on.
Yeah, yeah, you can take it this, you can take it that.
So, anyways, those are your what do you call it, Vasquez thoughts. Oh, by the way, we're gonna go into random thoughts real quick. Just real quick. Um, we you did mention the chant "Ref you suck."
Yeah, don't get me started. I absolutely hate it so much when RSL fans, not just RSL fans, but fans of football throughout the MLS everywhere when they do that chant because it's very I want to say
Here,
it's rude.
we're gonna keep you from saying anything that Horan would say. So, but because of the where I was at in the field last night, wow,
So
Saturday,
whoa.
and because of what I was doing, I had the opportunity to take it in.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so when the chant started, I can't remember what minute. It was late in the game, but
It was.
I
It was like I want to say it was after Colorado scored their goal. That's
but
when
it
they
was like
started more.
88th, 89th minute.
70, yeah, something
It
like
was
that.
late. But I decided to take a look around and just start looking at people. Just be like, what are they thinking? Like
Yeah.
there's 21,000 ish. I probably a little less. I'll
I was
say
like
21,000 people.
That's generous.
That's generous. Maybe 18. But tens of thousands of people
Yeah.
chanting "Ref, you suck" against four people that are there just to do their job.
Yeah.
Some would argue they signed up for this. They should be able to put up with it. But I mean, we then get on the other side where when we start like booing players or saying bad things about players, we're like, oh, we feel bad for them. It's like them against the world, or we shouldn't be
Hmm.
saying stuff like that. I don't know. There's another PSA. Like maybe think about that. There's only four of them against 22 players on the field, plus the bench, plus the coaches. So when you get like when you're swarming them and you're telling them how much they suck after the game, think about that. Think about they don't have subs. They're doing their best to prepare for the game. Games are not scripted. They don't
This
have
is
like
this is why when it comes back to even high school refing, you got to put yourself in the ref's shoes before you open your mouth and yell at the refs. Could you do those calls? Like all these things. Why aren't you refing?
oh, I think that's a good thought to leave everyone on.
So before the next time you think about ref, you suck. Put yourself in the shoes. Be like, could I ref those games? Could I do that? So there you go. There you go.
Great thought. Great thought.
RSL Nation, there is no games this week, but enjoy the weather. Watch other MLS games because there is a boatload to catch up on this weekend. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram at the RSL Bros. We will catch you guys next week when we do have an MLS game.
And we do have prediction time, but not this
But not
time.
this time. We'll catch you guys next week.
Cha-choo!
Bye.